welcome to the Draftcast. I am your commissioner, Jeff Seddon. With me to draft are three of the funniest people I know. To my left is the greedy Jew, Nate Muller.
Ooh.
Hey, how you doing?
And to his left is the soulless devil spawn ginger, Justin Benjamin.
I'm never going to get over Nate. He's never going to know when to talk. He's going to keep gesturing.
And to Justin's left is the fat, dumb, country music loving, conservative Midwestern, Scott Fluler.
Oh, so that's where you took me, huh? All right.
And me, I'm white, so I have a small penis. So there you go. We are drafting stereotypes. All right, so we have 4 rounds, a 90-second draft clock. The draft order has been randomly assigned. Trades are allowed. Creativity is encouraged. But prepare to defend your awful pick. I'm looking at you, Justin Benjamin.
They're all awful. I'm promising you that.
You guys ready to hear the order?
Fire
Would
away.
love to.
With the first overall pick, because he needs all the help he can get, Justin Benjamin. Okay, second pick goes to Mr. Nate Muller.
Fuck yeah. Oh, can we cuss?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm third overall, and last, because I'm sure he's least,
God
Flu.
damn it. This blows.
Does that make sense to everybody?
Trades
Yeah.
are allowed, right?
Trades are allowed?
And,
I want to trade.
and that's what I wanted to comment on, is we discussed the order previously to this, and some trade activity was out there, and that's why I'm moving the number 1 overall pick
Oh, baby.
to Flu in exchange for his first round pick, which is number 4, and then we also swapped 3rd and 4th round, so I have 2 3rd round, and he has 2 4th round picks.
I love it. It's a top-heavy draft. I got to get my pick in. I know my number 1 pick is going to get drafted because it is the best stereotype on the market.
I mean, it wasn't a matter of... it's just a matter of not being able to handle the pressure of picking number 1, and that's why I felt I had to make the move.
And I'm ready to take it. I think
right.
my pick is hands down the best. There is no better stereotype.
With that, Flu is on the clock.
Well, boys, I'll say this. I need no extra time. You see these drafts, and they sit on this pick for 90 seconds. You know, is it Jadeveon Clowney? Is it not? I got 1 pick for you. Actually, pretty well related to Jadeveon Clowney. It's an African-American's natural athletic ability.
Whoa.
Oh, in sports.
Absolutely everything. I mean, it's just the
Not a
best. Why
sports
wouldn't
cast.
You could have gone in a lot of different directions.
Oh, sure.
After the African-American thing. What makes you think that natural ability in sports is the top?
Well, I was thinking about, here's the thing. I've always said if I wasn't born white and Christian, I would have rather been born either Jewish.
Great.
Yeah, settle down. Or more importantly, I would love to be black. It's just, everything's just better for them. It seems better for them.
What?
Could we have a side draft where Flu drafts his new race? Because it sounds like he's got a ranking there that he wants to go
I've
down.
got quite a few rankings, yeah.
All right, quick. What's your top 3
Right.
ethnicities?
If you redraft your own race, how would
Black, Jewish, Puerto Rican. Puerto Rican's got the natural spice.
Ooh, Puerto Rican, though, they're sort of like the low now because now the blacks have moved up. They're looked upon.
So you came to me. You were calling me the conservative Republican with in the Deep South. I just
I'm
heard him
just
refer
saying
to
what
them
people,
as blacks.
I'm just saying what people think of,
When
And
they
what's
think of
that?
Puerto Ricans?
And what do they think of?
that they've replaced the blacks.
As what?
Sort of like the lower race that has now moved to America.
Puerto Ricans, huh?
Puerto Ricans
Let
are the
me
new
get-
blacks.
Haitians, perhaps.
Let me submit this real quick. Puerto Rico, a U.S. territory. So they don't really have to leave Puerto Rico to come to America because they pretty much have all the benefits of being American and none of the statehoods. So they're just living in their little paradise over there.
That's
they
true.
love it.
Going back, I just want to list some sports. Hockey. Golf. Soccer.
I'd love
Ultimate Frisbee.
Okay.
What do all these sports share?
Are you?
They ain't got many blacks that are that good at them.
Tiger Woods. Heard of him?
One name.
Could be the best of all time.
Bobsledding. Skiing.
I didn't even think about
He's
it.
got you there.
He does have me on that. Bobsledding, I feel like only came up because of Cool Runnings, which was also an incredible black team of bobsledding. I just think that they have zero interest in these sports. They look at
Exactly.
hockey and they say, why would I want to be cold when we could be doing so much more high-profile sports? Because they can.
I think Cool Running showed that if they actually tried, they could get in.
They barely tried. They had John Candy as their fucking coach.
There you go.
These people barely tried, and they won everything. I don't know. I think it's a lockdown number 1 pick. I didn't want to leave it out there. If I'd be shocked if it was still out there by the time I picked a number 4.
I'd be shocked if anyone else had it.
Wasn't on my
Ping
big board.
pong. Swimming. I can keep naming the sports.
Yeah, you could keep
I
naming
want-
lame sports.
I want another side podcast of Nate listing sports.
All right, Nate, You are on the clock. I'll start the clock.
Well,
Panic in
it seems
his
like
eyes.
he didn't.
Okay.
Flu's
You're on
pick.
the clock.
It seems like Flu's pick didn't throw you, so you should be ready to go.
His
with
pick
this.
didn't throw me the least, and I'll tell you why. A lot's been said already. I regret saying the Puerto Rico thing. A lot might be said in the future. So because of that, I'd like to draft a black friend first, so I can get away with saying a lot of these things in the future. So my second draft is a black friend.
That's solid. I mean,
Not really a stereotype, though.
True, but we're thinking outside the box. We're
If
going to be
you-
discussing stereotypes.
to defend Nate, whenever someone's accused of being racist, they say, "Hey, I got black friends." So
Exactly the reason.
So you're really setting this up to get real racist.
Folks,
for your
I have a
final
trump.
3 rounds, is what
Folks,
you're
I have a
telling me.
trump card for the rest of the podcast.
You know what? That's brilliant.
I gotta say, I thought you were going to just completely fail at this podcast. I had very little faith in what you were going to bring, and the fact that you came out the gates with a trump card to then allow you to say basically anything you want for the rest of this podcast, because you'll always refer to your first round pick as well. I've got a black friend, so congrats.
Yeah. Wow.
Congrats.
I mean,
man.
I think it's a great pick.
Thank you. And to reiterate what Flu said, I thought I would fail at this as well. So, but you want to know what? It's still only the first round. There's a lot of time left.
yeah, I fought to get you on here, and
Really
I feel
appreciate
vindicated
that.
now
All
already.
right.
Don't even need the rest of the draft.
Well, again, the draft is 4 rounds, so
I'm glad you're proud of me, man. I root for you.
Yeah, we got a long day ahead of us, guys.
Yeah, round 1 is only today. Round 2.
this is the flashy Radio City Music Hall draft. You're missing the other supplemental rounds later.
All right. I guess that makes me on the clock. I have a minute 30 to go over this.
Oh boy.
I'm going to use the full minute 30. It's free publicity. I'm not sure why teams don't let that clock go all the way down. Why rush it? For 10 minutes, a minute and a half in my case, get the whole nation talking about you. It's a brilliant strategy. You get Berman, you get McShay talking about your team. So we got a minute, guys.
Here's the
I
thing.
don't talk
I
about
don't think
me.
you killed 30 seconds there.
Oh, I have. If you want to come over here, you can look at the clock.
Here's what I'm saying. You want Berman talking about you? Have you watched Berman in the draft? He's absolutely the guy needs as much help as he can possibly get. By picking in the first 30 seconds, you're actually helping him because he bumbles through the last 90 seconds of the time.
Yeah, that is true. But nobody circles the wagons like Jeff.
Oh, this is leading into the stereotype pick.
No, not really.
He's going Wild West with his pick.
I thought the beat around the bush was like Slovakians
Slovakians.
or something.
And I'm sorry. What,
Honestly,
Slovaks, I think, is what you're looking
Whatever
for.
it is.
final 10 seconds, guys.
Oh, shit.
The pick is in. I am taking Black Penis.
Oh, I knew it was going to come quick.
Yep.
I wanted it too.
Yes,
Oh, what was that?
that's the timer.
Oh,
I
I
got
didn't
it.
know you had the special. I didn't know you had effects. I have them on my
Nate
phone.
thought he left the oven on.
So I'm taking this because, one, wouldn't we all like just a big, giant dick? From the silence, no.
I was actually. I'll
Okay.
say this: when I picked mine, I was on the fence between. I mean, you could go 2 ways. You could go black guy's athletic ability, black guy's dick.
I thought you were going to do Dick.
You did.
Well, again, I mean,
I find it interesting the top
Name
3
more
picks
sports.
are all black. That really says a lot about us.
interesting.
Yeah, we're trying to get. Yeah, we're trying to. I mean, that's your first round. Those are the best ones, I think.
Yeah.
Here's my strategy. I'm trying to build the perfect person. Turn around those negative stereotypes. I'm building the perfect person, guys.
Positivity.
Yeah.
I'm shocked you're saying this. I may have to switch up
I'm
my
confident.
strategy to start stealing some good
I'm
stereotypes.
very confident in my strategy. I've got lots on my big board. I had a feeling Black Penis would go, so I had to take in the first round. The 2 picks before me were about blacks, so I don't think it would have fell into the second round to me, so I'm happy.
I don't know if I have a problem with that. First round is usually sure things. I think we've got 2 sure things, and honestly, a surprise sleeper. We probably moved up in the combine with this black friend thing. Never would have seen that coming. It's one of those picks that they say, and you're like, oh, that's sneaky good. It's sneaky good. I'd say
Sneaky
Jeff
good.
and mine are just straight good. Yours is sneaky good.
They're well known. They're well known. Well, yours is. Or we have to do visual, or we have to speak what we're doing. Jeff's is. I pointed.
Oh,
fuck!
boy.
Can you cut that?
Dead air.
I'm an on-camera guy, so this is new for me.
Well,
I'm wearing a shirt that pops, folks.
that probably comes through the microphone, though.
Probably.
It adds a little extra zest to what you're saying.
I love the pick. Black Dick, I love it.
Thank you.
There's your poll quote.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's your poll quote.
And there's your intro quote right there.
Yep.
Black Dick. I love it.
Have you seen many of them, though? That's the question. People talk about that a lot, but I haven't really necessarily seen any. Do you have any Google images?
I had to do my research.
We
I
actually
had
do
to
have a
confirm.
black friend, so
Yeah, you can ask your black friend.
Yeah, I
now.
was going to say, you got somebody right
Let's
there.
get him on the line.
So to close out the first round, because of a trade, we've got Justin. You are
And-
on the clock.
I wasn't really sure what I was going to do after trading down, but the idea behind trading down was getting the lay of the land to see what you guys are doing. And Nate's pick really helped me settle on this. I got to draft within the division and go with another African American stereotype
Whoa.
and go black people love fried chicken and grape soda.
Love it.
Wow, you can
Why?
Because I'm just trying to take stuff away from Nate. He's got this black friend now.
You think he's going to finish out his draft by just feeding his new black friend?
I think so. I mean, he's got a he brought in his black friend so that he could talk shit about him and go, "Hey, I got a black friend. I can do whatever I want." But if he has a lack of things to talk about, then it's just Nate and a black guy awkwardly in a room.
It's true.
So he's taking all the potential topics of conversation. Well, number one on the list was Dick, obviously, because he didn't draft that. And then number two, what do black people talk about? That's right, fried chicken and grape soda. That's what he
Can't
decided.
ask him about that.
I will say that it's high on my list of things I think.
Can't
black
ask him about
people like.
athletic ability anymore after number one, too.
Well, yeah, but that's just, I mean, nobody was getting that.
Gymnastics.
Jeez. These are really terrible sports you're naming, too.
They're
right?
sports, though.
Sure, but turn on the TV. What do you see almost every time? It's baseball,
But they're not the only
Basketball.
sports, though.
football.
You've named 3 sports. I've named 11.
Yeah, combined
got you there.
viewership, combined viewership totals, and compare sprinting, track and field.
Ooh, you got 4.
Yeah, track and field includes a lot of stuff.
Oh,
Long
that's
jump,
true.
high jump, decathlon, 100 yards,
Ice skating, figure skating,
Ice dancing.
ice dancing,
Curling.
curling.
If you would like to be the best ice dancer, go right ahead.
Am I-
I'll take
am I
basketball.
making money
I'll
off
take
of it?
football. Probably not.
Oh, then I wouldn't
What do you
want
think
it.
ice dancers make? They show up to
Changed his mind or like
Winning
that.
a gold medal, there's got to be.
That's draft is a lot of head games too. If I come out hard and strong with some confident picks and then make you feel bad about your first round, that I've won. I've won.
My first round was complimented. Yours has been, just with 14 reasons why it didn't work. So, I
Well,
think
14
I'd be
sports, not reasons.
Same, one and the same here.
It's the second round, folks.
Ding, 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 ding.
And that means I don't know who's up. We didn't update
I'm
the
back
board.
up. I'm back up on the
Justin
clock
is up on the board.
because
Okay.
I traded down, but I still have the number one pick in each round subsequently.
Justin, you are on
Oh shit!
the clock.
So taking
Back to back.
back-to-back picks here, I got to stick with the theme, drafting within the division, going after Nate, and go, black dads aren't good fathers.
Oh,
no. And there's your first groaner, folks. We got our first
Yikes.
groaner. Oh, boy. Although those Puerto Rican comments weren't great either, but
Are we editing those
I mean,
out?
He said
absolutely not.
he didn't. I find it. I wasn't really sure what he was trying to say. He just kept saying Puerto Ricans are the new blacks.
Right. I
I
think
didn't
in
get
his
what he
mind,
meant by that.
in his mind, blacks was the lowest.
I think
the
he
lowest.
tipped his hand. I think he's about to draft Puerto Ricans.
I won't reveal.
I gotta be honest, he
somebody
can go
better
there
stop it.
because
Who's
I
ne-
don't.
Oh, no, you-
I'm up next, folks.
oh gosh.
I don't know where he'd go with Puerto Ricans, but
All right, so you took the blacks make not good fathers is I believe what you drafted. Any reasoning behind that?
again, drafting with it, going after the competition.
So you just like to stick to as many.
Wow. Okay, so,
So-
you're going after me.
Nate is Peyton Manning, and you're the Texans taking Mario Williams.
And
Absolutely.
Jadeveon Clowney.
Yes. Okay. That's all right. All right. Well, with that, Nate is on the clock.
Sticking with the theme,
Jesus, is this whole graph just going to be... I can't wait. You guys are leaving it wide open. We got a whole other world of stereotypes that you're just leaving on the board for me. I love
Yeah,
it.
you know what? I'm going to reveal this. I'm not going back to black.
Neither am I.
I have no more.
once you go back, you don't go back. Black back.
So
Hold on,
close.
edit that out. Edit that out.
Is that now your second round pick?
So I have a black friend, so I might as well just start staying with this. Although this will be my last as well. Maybe a head game.
You have 10 seconds left.
Are you kidding me? Edit that out.
Nope. 5 seconds.
I would like for my second round to pick
2, 1.
black people are always late.
Oh.
And it's true. There's a thing called CP time,
Here we
colored
go.
people time.
Here we go.
There's also essays written about this. Have you ever read a book called The Invisible Man? It's about how blacks deal with time. And you want to know what? Let's hear right from a black friend as well. Does this exist?
The following is a message from an unofficial black representative. CP time is real, y'all. Get used to it.
And there you have it, straight from the source, folks.
I can't believe he's gone multimedia. He brought other outside sources. I feel vastly unprepared now. That's a head game.
Wow.
From the source, you can't argue from someone who's black.
Well, you couldn't really tell from that voice.
It was certified.
It was certified? Is it verified on Twitter?
I can get verification for the website.
Because I got to be honest, before you played that, I never heard that stereotype that they're always late.
No kidding.
It was just
So
you
you're
always had
saying
faith.
he didn't take a stereotype. He just made something up.
I think he did. Because in all my research for this draft, I didn't come across that at all.
Is it possible your picks threw him off? He had to scramble and make something up?
No, because I had a prepared thing from a black guy. Also, I'm on Huffington Post right now.
An
Black History
allegedly
Month.
black guy.
An explanation of CP time by your book editor. Actually, this is really interesting. This isn't funny at all. But this person thinks that colored people time exists. This guy's black. As a way to evade, frustrate, and ridicule the value-reinforcing strictures of punctuality that so well serve this coldly impersonal technology society. And they're raising up, and they are rebelling.
Let me say a few things on that. First of all, was the type on that Huffington Post becoming more caps lock, more bold, and then the font becoming bigger? Because you were raising your voice, and then I think flipped into what was that, a minister voice of some kind?
That was a minister voice. I've been working on the impersonations.
I mean, did we just unleash the third round pick? Something to do with black ministers and their...
No, he said he's not.
energy.
He's done with taking blacks.
This was my last.
That's all.
This
head
is my
games.
last black thing.
I think you don't lead off with black friend and then follow it up with anything but black stereotype.
Interesting.
That'd be a waste of a first round
Something
pick.
I thought about quite a bit.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens third round.
We will see what happens.
I think he's going to take another friend.
At the end of the draft, he's left with just 3 black friends and the ability to be late whenever he wants.
There you go.
Well, you can verify this cat. That's what I call him. So
Oh, he must be black. You
yeah,
call him.
exactly.
Oh boy, that black friend's really, you're going miles on that. You're getting a lot of miles on that one, huh? Well, shoot. By the way, time clock. Hasn't Jeff been on the clock for a while?
I'm on the clock now, yeah. I'm
We
ready
were
to go.
discussing.
Yeah.
It's an after.
All right, so with my second round pick, I'm going to continue with my theme to build the perfect person. So I'm going to take whites are successful.
Oh, jeez. Talk about a far-reaching one.
Whites are successful.
We heard it.
Let that sit in.
We heard it. It's sinking in.
Big penis and very successful.
Not thrilled with that pick. Here's why. A lot of whites are really terrible people. I mean, you've got the entire South. You've got, I mean, you can just kind of lump them in there, but West Virginia.
The flyover states in general.
It's a
Well,
stereotype.
I mean, Chicago, I've been always pro Chicago and Denver, but everything else, yeah, that's pretty much just a lot of white people
Okay,
who
so
are
we'll
not
swap
cool.
out Chicago, throw in Florida.
Great. Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Talk about a whole state founded on unsuccessful white people, Florida.
There you go.
I'm not crazy about that.
Well, it's a stereotype for a reason. We're successful.
I mean, look at us. We're on a podcast.
We can afford this equipment.
That's right.
Is there any greater sign of success than your own podcast?
Disposable income to buy some microphones and a mixer.
That's right. Because
All
I'm
right.
successful and I'm white.
and you've got a big dick.
I've got a big dick.
It is. You are multicolored now, though, so there is that to consider. That's got to throw him.
Not if the lights are off.
It's all the same at that point, I guess.
All right, so I'm done. Last pick in the second round goes to
Flu.
It's me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm coming right out the gate. It's something I've always wanted, just the ability to do, and because I'm not of this descent, I don't handle it as well as I could have. This is a little something for you, Justin. I don't know if this is actually in your blood, but your hair color tips me. The Irishman's ability to consume outrageously high amounts of alcohol is my second round pick.
You son of a bitch.
Oh, we have our first steal, huh?
That was a steal.
Was that a steal?
We have a steal.
It's on my board.
I never would have thought of it.
I've always loved. I mean, imagine being able to sit down at a bar, 15 beers later, you walk out the same man you walked in. It's a dream. It's the absolute dream. And you're saying afterwards I can have that beer and then go run up and down the court and drop 50 points on you in a pickup game because I'm the black man's athletic ability? Folks, we're creating a hell of a person right here.
See, I don't understand this one. And this is a life thing. I get drunk off of about 2 beers,
Well,
and
you're
it's
a little
lovely. I don't have to spend money on 15 beers. I don't know why you would want that.
Side draft. What other things would you take in your lovely draft?
He's got a black friend, folks. We can't.
Lovely draft? Interesting.
What else do you find lovely?
Birds? Whistling?
Just any birds?
Birds whistling and the ability
And
to drink 2
zippity-doo-dah.
beers and be tipsy.
No, I mean, I get that people say that they wish they could drink more, but they don't know what they're doing.
Well, but here's the practical ability. You sit down to a business meeting. People love doing these drinks, getting drinks.
True.
You can't leave a drinks with 2 beers and be a little tipsy. Now, are you making business decisions?
You can't
right now?
close a deal with 2 drinks in you and you're hammered.
Exactly. That's why I do and I have a cup below the table. I take a swig
And then spit
I
it in
spit
it.
it below.
Boy, is that is the most stealthy way.
I
I would
know.
love to see you
I
sitting
know.
at the table and then just spitting what looks like spitting directly into your crotch, where you have a
Here's the
cup
thing.
waiting.
I would like
Nate
to be.
spits a lot. It's one of his
That
Ticks.
is true. It's one of my ticks.
So if you meet him, you see he spits, it's normal. He has set the precedent. So people are like, oh, he's just spitting. It's all part of a long con.
It's a complete long calm. That's why I spit, so I can only drink 2 beers at a business meeting.
It's brilliant.
Thank you.
I want to be in on every business meeting you're in from now on.
I'd love to have you. I
All
support
right.
you.
Fly on the wall for those.
I mean, so be it. But while you're there spitting the whole time, I'm drinking consistently and still getting the upper hand at the end of this meal. And that's just in business meetings held in bars. Okay?
What percentage of business meetings would you say are held in bars?
I'm not in business, so I imagine a lot of them.
A lot of
I
the
imagine
Japanese ones.
90%. A lot of Japanese ones. And, folks, we may have a tip for his third-round pick.
I want to say
How often do you drink about 7 beers and need to shoot a 20-footer?
Currently none, but that's because I don't currently possess a black man's athletic ability or an Irishman's
That's
ability
fair.
to drink a lot
so.
of
What
beer.
you're
That's
saying
fair.
is you don't fulfill Jeff's whites are successful stereotype because you're not in business and you don't need to hit a lot of 20-footers.
Success is relative. Success is defined by the person. I think I'm successful.
JJ Redick,
Oh, Jesus.
he's white.
Yeah, he's
So there you
white.
go.
Could hit a lot of 20-footers, but could he do it drunk?
I don't know. We'll have to tweet him.
Tweet at him, just like
Steve
I tweeted at
Nash.
Steve Nash. This is great. We were arguing whether Michael Jordan would beat currently today. Michael Jordan walks onto a basketball court and plays Steve Nash, and I clouded vision because Michael Jordan really left me high and dry when he went to the Wizards. I'm a Chicago Bulls fan, but he left me high and dry, and so I've been down on Michael Jordan since then. And so I'm like, of course Steve Nash is going to beat him. So I tweet at Steve Nash. And, well, he didn't respond. But I feel like if he did
Surprising.
respond, he'd say, of course I could beat Michael Jordan. Then I watched some YouTube videos of Michael Jordan playing basketball, and he could house pretty much anyone.
I don't want to go too far off topic here, but when you say Michael Jordan left a bad taste in your mouth when he went to Washington, 6 titles weren't enough to overcome that?
Success is relative. So
So 6 wasn't enough for you.
if you wanted to give another stereotype, I'm a greedy, greedy man. I want more. Yeah, 6 titles was great. Could he have won more? Sure. But what he left me with the bad taste was not the titles. It was, you're a bull for life. And you left to go play in the Wizards? To hobble up and down on the Wizards?
Another impersonation. That was good.
What was
That
that?
it was a Jewish mom, wasn't it?
Oh.
A Jewish
An
mom.
unintentional Jewish
It was an
mom.
unintentional Jewish mother. Again, if it's not black, I'd love to be Jewish. Not a woman, but I guess it's kind of close.
Jews.
It's all one and the
All
same.
one and the same.
Can you name any black Jews?
Sammy Davis Jr.
Davis Jr. Nice.
I got it.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
Thanks.
An Ethiopian juice.
That's it.
There it is, Sammy Davis Jr.
Oh, isn't Drake? Doesn't Drake claim to be Jewish?
Drake's a Jew.
But Drake also claims to be a Toronto Raptors fan and a Miami Heat fan and wherever LeBron James plays. So,
Whatever hip he's into.
yeah, the school's kind of out, or the class is out on that. But can we? Yeah, let's launch into this third round.
Yeah, we're in the third round, folks. This is where championships are won.
Oh, I traded away my third round pick.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even realize that. I got to make 2 picks this round.
Justin, you are on the clock. I've started it.
All right, can you give me a heads up about 30 seconds left? I got to think about this.
Sure.
Oh, you're improv this, huh?
He's just dove into his materials. He's flipping through papers.
Some of us prepared with multimedia. So,
Oh, boy. Some of us used Yahoo Answers about 30 minutes before this started, so.
by the way, I did do a quick Google before you go into yours. Just look some stereotypes. Here's the best one that I found. I'm not using it. Well, maybe you guys know you guys aren't going to use this. If you are, you can have my first pick. No, that's not true. Haitians eat cats.
Never heard of that.
I hadn't either.
What did you Google? I guarantee that's not the first result on Google under stereotypes.
It was like the
so you
third.
dove into.
Well, it was like the fourth list.
That's got to be like 10 pages deep.
Yeah,
Number
if you reached-
6. It was number 6.
It's like I got to feel like the first 8 pages are all African American stereotypes.
literally number
What is that?
6.
What is it? Number 6 on a list. Can I guess what the list was? The list wasn't stereotypes. The list was crazy things that other nationalities eat. That's what that
30
list
seconds
was.
left. 30 seconds.
All right.
Psych out.
With the first pick in the third round, number 9 overall, I'm going to take the greedy Jew.
Oh, man.
Oh, and that was my third round. I should have done it. That's brutal. That's absolutely brutal. I was teeing it up, thought it'd be out there. This is devastating. I'm scrambling now.
Wow.
I'm Googling stereotypes now. This is what you've led me to.
To be honest, I'm surprised this didn't go first or second round.
I was really surprised that the first 6 picks were all African American picks.
It's one of those run on the position type things when you're doing your fantasy
Okay.
draft,
That's
and
very
then
true.
the first person drafts that team defense, and everybody's like, "Oh, I need a team defense." No, you don't. You can wait till the very end for a team defense, but when you see other people doing it, you feel left out.
Yeah.
You got to get in there.
Very true.
So I think I think Jews Are Greedy actually fell far below what his draft value would be.
Totally.
I thought it was going to be a steal of the draft if I got it with my 4th round pick. That's brutal, but
I mean, I do have an extra third if you want to trade back in.
that was my pick. I don't need these other ones. You guys aren't getting these because these are great, but these are hidden gems. These are people I went to the draft combine and they shocked me.
You got Haitians eating cats?
We'll leave that to be that's a surprise for later.
I think Nate just clued us in on what his next pick is because he's up next, right?
So we got Greedy Jew. Hold
on, does this go for... Well, sure, I won't. I'll save it. Because there's a
What?
lot of different types. Like, there's rich Jews. Can I take that?
That'd be like taking my pick's twin brother. I
Yeah,
think.
you're right. It'd be looked down upon.
I don't
huh?
like
I don't
that.
like
That's
that. That's a little too close.
I don't like that at all. I think he's covered.
So he gets all that.
Jewish people and money. I think that
Wow.
he gets
That's
all of those.
That's huge, man. Congrats.
That's
Yeah, it's great. That's why again
Steal of the draft?
successful.
a good value
It
pick
could
in the
be.
third round.
They run the world.
Mm.
They do. Okay.
I find it interesting you said they and not we.
Interesting.
You do not lump yourself in? Are you not a successful
run
white
the
person
world.
either?
You have the
Self-loathing?
money. This is a Lauryn Hill quote. If you have the money, then you have the power. That was a mic drop.
I don't think that
Is that-
translated.
Can you hear that sound effect?
Yeah.
Let's.
This is a man who has never been on radio his entire life. I'd love to hear what you thought that sounded like because I think on that was just.
Can we get a playback?
No.
Can we have playback?
We're not at playback yet.
I have a lot of multimedia things up my sleeve. That's one of them.
All right, let's move on to the next pick.
Nate, that's you, buddy.
Oh, that's me?
Yeah.
All right.
Clock has started.
Okay, clock has started. I'm surprised this one didn't go earlier. I think it's something everybody talks about. With the number 2 pick in the 3rd round, I would like to pick the stereotype. All ghosts say boo.
Oh,
Not.
Shock! I am shocked that was not picked in the first 2 rounds.
gotta be honest. If I had the Mr. Irrelevant, like the final pick in the draft, if that was sitting there, I'd take it. In the 3rd round?
You can only imagine what I still got then.
Wasn't on my draft board. Wasn't in my head at all ever.
It's a stereotype, man. You see it in the pictures. You see it in TV.
In the pictures, are those the talkies?
You see it in them talkies. Well, I guess it would be the talkies.
I'm shocked by this.
Quick, talkies draft.
Yeah, don't you know what?
No, not
Cut that.
whatever
Cut
impre-
that.
Nope.
Nope. Keeping that.
Not whatever impression that was.
Charlie Chaplin.
No, talkies.
Oh, yeah.
You could pick Forrest Gump.
Oh, yeah. Steven Spielberg.
You're still not picking movies.
Somebody's got to explain. this
Oliver
category
Stone. Cameron Crowe.
Okay.
of the director's draft. Going back to the talkies draft.
But if you do think about it, it's a stereotype that you see literally in all the pictures.
I don't know if you've seen that in pictures
I
since.
still don't think you get what pictures mean.
comics.
Halloween, you dress
I
up
would
as a
say
ghost.
this is something I thought about when watching some movies. Not that ghosts say boo, but that ghosts always appear as they looked when they were alive at like their pristine age. Like they never
that's
appear like
interesting.
decrepit, because that's saved for zombies, I guess. But I always see ghosts appearing. Like I'm always questioning like how do they die perfectly and they come back looking exactly how they want? Is that like a choice you get as a ghost?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like you've died, so you've probably earned some rights that aren't allowed to you on Earth. So I think if you die, you should be able to come back with your best version of yourself. You shouldn't be stuck looking like some shriveled old person.
What other rights do ghosts get?
Well, I mean, you get the right to choose what color sheet you wear over yourself. Most people pick white, but I think that's up for debate. I mean, if you really liked your, blue sheets, I think you should be able to wear it. And then
I'd say
I don't know,
that's more a ghost stereotype than saying boo is appearing in white sheets.
Where do you think that came from? I bet you that came from really
Well, it's
racist
Halloween.
origins.
That's for Halloween. You're right.
But like, you never see a ghost wearing any other color sheet.
It's true. Interesting.
I feel like we're making you question this pick.
No, I love the pick. I mean, you say literally. I say dress up as a ghost and say one word. You're going to say boo, and that's a
Say what you
stereotype.
boo.
You're not going to say wiki wiki woo. You're going to say boo.
I like
What
the
other
least
things
rhyme
would ghosts
boo.
say in your world?
I honestly have no idea because all we've ever been shown in the media and in costumed life
The lame
is the
stream,
word boo.
Costume life.
the lamestream media has typecast those ghosts into saying boo, and they don't want to.
They just want to go wiki wiki woo.
I like in a stereotypes draft, you got on your high horse to defend ghosts.
Yeah, that's the most passionate I've gotten all draft.
A lot of things being said and still to come, and you're most passionate about why did they pigeonhole ghosts, man?
I'm a little confused. What are you doing with this draft?
He has no
What is
idea.
this? You're all over the place. Where are you going with this?
Zero idea.
I'm
do you-
picking the best stereotypes there are.
Okay.
How do you discuss this ghost pick with your black friend? Is he upset about ghosts not appearing on black sheets?
Yeah, that's a stereotype of blacks. They hate ghosts.
How about that?
Do they?
Ask your
Or
friend.
anything scary they don't like.
Yeah.
The first to die. There's a stereotype. That's my fourth one. I'll save it though.
Okay.
Well,
Well, my next pick is the first. No. I'm on the clock.
Oh yeah, we got Jeff.
Hold on, let someone else do it. Jeffrey's on the clock.
Thank you. This is tough. Black penis. All whites are successful. But why are they successful? Because they have Asians' high IQs.
Ooh, another good one.
he's one step closer to building the perfect person.
That's right, folks.
Guys, we have our first
Good at
Asian
math, science, other things.
sighting. No, I think you just stop it at math and science.
I mean, do you need anything
There's
more?
really nothing else they're great at.
cartoons,
Jesus.
animation.
So
That's not true, Flu. They are good at other things.
I'm building a pretty
I said
good person
animation.
over here, guys. Black penis, successful, Good at math and science.
So you're smart, successful, and have a huge dong. That's going to be tough to compete with. I don't know where you're going to go with this last one. I guess maybe money. So maybe he was headed off with the Greedy Jews. Was that his last round pick? I'm trying to guess.
Yeah,
we
Rich,
know
you said it was-
If you were to
took,
look at my board, you'd see the last thing I'd listed was all Jewish people are greedy, selfish, money-hungry people.
So the thing I need now is, do I screw with him to try and pick something that I think he'd want for his person? There's probably workarounds, but
At this point, I would say that. Let me say one more thing to make it 15. Croquet. At this point, with your picks, you ain't winning, so you might as well be busting.
we saw
we name it 15 sport croquet.
we saw when you took Drunken Irishman that was on his board. Where did that fall? Where did you spot that on your board, Jeff?
Probably 4th round pick.
Below
Okay.
Jews or above Jews?
They're kind of in the same. It would have went 3-4, 4-3.
That was
Okay,
your,
so
yeah,
you-
that was your, depending on the flow of the draft.
So you didn't blow up his board too bad. So that he's still got something lined up. That
I would have picked between the two of them probably.
I do like that I'm at least got something on your board.
Yeah.
Trying to because we're going towards a little similar. Yours is a better constructed person as of now. Mine's more just kind of like what I picture would be a fun person to be, with all my stereotypes. Yours is just trying to make the most successful, best person there is.
That's right.
Mine's just like, well, what would I like to be able to do? And that's drink and play sports really well.
And my
So
guy
far.
would be your boss.
I don't
So-
like the idea of that. Not crazy about that.
All right. That's the end of the 3rd round.
No.
It's not the end.
I've
Justin's
got
still
the.
got my
I got
pick on the
I
third round.
bookended the 3rd round because we in the trade. I got.
Board.
Oh, we can
Got
break
it.
down this trade after I pick too. I love that.
Oh yeah, we can compare. I mean, I just didn't like the pressure of picking number 1 overall.
I feel good because I think your first round pick in retrospect was reaching a little high for fried chicken and grape soda. But let's see what you're doing with your 3rd round pick.
Again, I'm gonna need probably the full minute and a half.
Oh my gosh,
Okay. The clock has started.
that's a lack of confidence.
I mean, it's the end of the 3rd round. I'm not.
What are you trying to do with yours? I'm looking at your board right now. You got fried chicken and grape soda. You got blacks are bad dads, and then Greedy Jew, which is your best pick. Frankly, it's too bad it came in the 3rd round. But what
Or
are
is
you
it
trying to
great
do
that
with
it came
your?
in the 3rd round because
What
it doesn't get that huge first round signing bonus.
Yeah, you did save quite a few money. Again,
On the
another
greedy
great
Jew.
trade of the Jewish people, finding a good value and bargain.
You're worried about signability?
You got to think about everything.
Oh,
I was
boy.
drafting within the division on the first 2,
No.
going after Nate, and then I got my my good value in the 3rd.
As a successful white man, I have more money than God, so I'm not worried about signability.
There is a cap though.
We'll discuss that later in the post.
We can discuss what this league looked like afterwards. We have salary caps on stereotypes.
We should get someone to Photoshop our people, our teams. Nate
Fine.
with his black friend.
Who's not there because he's late.
That's great.
He can say that. He has a
He's
friend.
got a white friend. Get away with anything.
You look for
And the other then there's supposed to be another person, but they ain't there.
You got about 15
They're a
seconds
ghost.
left.
It's a ghost joke.
I've
The
struggled
ghost-
trying to come up with what Jeff might be going at
10 seconds.
to build his perfect
Everyone's
person.
busting Jeff.
So I'm gonna go
5 seconds.
right at direct competition and go Asians have small penises.
Oh my goodness.
Why would I draft that?
Oh
No,
my-
it's direct competition. I don't know. I'm not saying you were going to draft that. I said I couldn't come up with what you might take in the 4th round to round out your person. So I'm going to combat the big dick with a small dick.
Interesting. Negative and a negative and a positive equals a negative.
Nope. It equals neutral.
What?
I didn't understand that.
Minus
thing.
5 plus 5. Minus 5 plus positive 3.
You
Negative.
didn't put the qualifiers in there. You just That's because he doesn't have the Asian IQ.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is. All right.
All
So
right,
we just-
that's
so
a controversial pick. I don't get it.
I mean, it's a well-known. Like,
No, I get the stereotype. I don't get why he would pick that. It doesn't make any sense to compete against my team.
Because I don't think he's necessarily going after, I'm creating the best. That's a very interesting strategy. I like yours. You have a theme. But I don't think the theme of this was to make the best person, so to say. It was just to pick the biggest or the best or the most well known, or the most
he didn't pick
creative.
biggest or best because he picked a tiny Asian penis.
I mean, maybe it grows, doesn't show. You never know.
Maybe it grows and doesn't show.
You never know. There was
It's a saying.
What other
Fucking
sayings do you
saying.
have? Quick draft for sayings. Go.
Raining cats and dogs. Can't have your cake and eat it too. Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
When it rains, cats and dogs, is that a Haitian's favorite day?
And Koreans, too. Koreans eat dogs. So when it rains cats and dogs, parties erupt in Korea and Haiti.
Ooh, I like that one. I might use that as my fourth.
What, Koreans eating dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have two very different mindsets approaching this draft.
I
We
didn't
have
know it was
Nate
to create
Justin
the best-
model, and then we have Jeff and I pretty much squaring off for what, ideally, what I'd like to be, and then Jeff crafting just the perfect person all around.
Well, there was no there was no
Yeah,
prompt.
there's no.
no. There's
can
no.
take the
I don't.
draft
I don't
up.
think there's a wrong way to build.
No, I think you're great, man.
Thank you. Nate.
Yeesh.
You're welcome.
So I think I'm up now.
Yeah, you bookend the fourth
These are
round.
my fourth round drafts. I thought there was some good talent late in the draft, and that's why I felt okay going down the list. I do, however, stray. I let Jeff's draft strategy kind of guide me towards the person that I'd like to be, but I got a stereotype coming out here that I just love. It tickles me from Monday to Sunday, I think is a phrase, and it's Canadians are just the worst.
Oh my god.
They're just the worst. They have Mounties, universal health care. I saw one time, I don't know what I was watching, but I guess they just leave their doors open.
Yeah, they don't lock their doors.
It's just a trusting country.
bowling for Columbine.
That was it. Bowling for Columbine.
Yeah.
Interesting. So probably the factual nature of it probably is in question now. because
I have a
it's little
Canadian
more.
stereotype on my board.
Do you really?
Yeah, not that one.
Was
but
it
I've got one.
Canadians are just the worst?
No,
Again,
but I had a Canadian stereotype.
going back to
But seriously, they're idiots.
to
Right?
this CP time. That seems like an opinion more than a stereotype. I've never heard Canadians are the worst.
Think about
It
any
is a stereotype.
I've heard the stereotype
It's common.
Canadians are the nicest, but like that's the joke that I hear the
Canadians
most often.
are just the worst. They're just the worst version of America. That's what I think Americans think. I think objectively, if you look at it, it may be a little different, but I mean, they're very trusting. I don't like that.
See, that seems like an opinion.
No,
Canadians
it's
are
a
polite.
stereotype.
Was what I had. I'm crossing it off.
Canadians are polite.
That's.
I'm gonna help flew out on this one. Basketball.
Are you listing sports Canadians
Yep,
are bad at?
I'm listing a sport that blacks are good at because I got your back now. Because Canadians are the worst. It is a stereotype. Pretty much every nation in the world would say it. And the reason why Justin doesn't know it is because he's from upstate New York and they have an affinity towards
Hey,
Canadians.
that's what I don't like.
That's
Rochester is not upstate New York. That's a bad stereotype. Rochester is Western New York.
That sounds like a
If
typical
it ain't the
upstate-
city, it's all upstate. And I'll confirm it. That's a saying. This is Chris Rock. If it ain't upstate, cut that, cut that,
No,
cut
go ahead.
that.
Keep going. Work through it.
You got
Through it.
this.
You got it.
If it's above the city, it ain't New York. Cut that.
Nope,
cut that.
keep going. You got this.
Third time. Let's go.
If it ain't the city, if it's above the city, it's upstate New York.
And that's in Chris Rock's act, huh?
Well, because Chris Rock, I just meant it like because he says something and he says it like 3 times, and he has like a thing like, if it ain't white, it don't go back, and that's what he does.
So far, I've not heard one thing Chris Rock has ever said.
I mean, I don't like memorize the stand up, but that's his shtick.
I
That's
thought he
readily
was gonna
apparent.
say- I mean, I don't know who Chris Rock is, but
That's his shtick. That's his shtick.
I don't follow.
It's
the pick.
interesting you've never heard that. I think I've been influenced partially by South Park. South Park really despise. They do not like Canadians. They just think they're joke. I mean, they're the joke. They're the butt of every joke.
Okay.
Down to them farting constantly. They actually are the butt of every joke in South Park. So maybe that influenced me a little. And then on top of it, it's just America B. It's just the B team of America, except for maybe hockey. It's the only thing. Which, frankly, if I have most sports that African Americans are good at least I grab the Canadians. So I got hockey and the ice sports now.
Well, you got them
So
as
you could
the
take
worst.
You could take
You
curling.
think they're going to play for you, calling them the worst?
Probably not, but at least I took the stereotype. And it tickles me. That's the thing. This was a stray from my draft order because I think Jeff was affecting me a little too much. And I wanted to go back to just stereotypes that tickled me, and this one just gets me because it's based on very little, frankly, because objectively I'm looking at Mounties, which are just kind of funny, universal healthcare, which seems like a great idea. And then I love the idea that you could just leave your house open. Here, if I leave the house and haven't locked it about obsessively 3 times, I feel like everything in my house is going to be stolen by the time I get back. Canada, you just leave it all open.
Well, that's a stereotype of Los Angeles.
Not according to Jeff Sadden, who locks our house even when he's inside.
Yeah, I do. I'm not going to
Doesn't
apologize.
make any sense. Also, the Montreal Canadiens are the most hated NHL team in NHL.
And that's based on...
GQ, folks. Just Googled it.
What did you Google for that? Why we
Canadians
hate
are the
Canadians?
worst.
Okay,
Really?
Well, that explains that. Yeah.
It's perfect.
I got
All
your
right.
back on this
All
one.
right.
I appreciate
the
that. It's
only
the
one.
African American connection. That's what it is.
Okay, Nate, come on.
Yeah, Nate, you're up.
Oh.
Nate
This is your last pick.
On the clock. This is your last pick. This is to complete your team.
Oh, boy.
What are you
What
gonna
do I go with?
You want some help? I pulled up my Yahoo
gonna-
Answers page.
It's going to be a last-second decision, so let me explain it.
All right, we got a minute left.
Okay. You're on the road. You're about to be run off the road by somebody.
Here we go.
Who are these people? What is this stereotype? Old people are the worst drivers. I went in a different route, baby. Drop the mic. It ain't Asians, folks. It's old people. They're the worst. They don't know what they're doing. Most of them legally shouldn't be driving. Asian people, they legally could be driving. But most of these people, they can't see shit, and they just haven't been to the DMV in a long time, and they can't see. They're going 10 miles per hour on a highway. Old people are the worst. Drivers. And I just played with y'all's assumptions. Don't assume shit.
Just played with our assumptions.
Can you really be run off the road by someone driving 10 miles an hour?
If you're going 75 on a highway and you run into somebody that's going 10 miles and you swerve so you don't hit them, you answer that question.
Well,
Yes,
I mean, you
your-
see
it's
that
your
they're
answer.
going slow and you change lanes.
It's dangerous regardless. It's dangerous. They're the worst.
Here's the other thing. We got when I listed my African Americans, Jewish, and then Puerto Ricans for my top 3 other races that I'd like to be besides white. Old people, no, not a race, but I can't wait till I'm old. So I actually am fully supporting this pick because that cracks me up. They're just driving 10. They don't care. That's what it is. They're driving down the road. They don't have a care in the world. They're going to run you off because it's their time to die.
They don't give a shit.
Exactly. I'm just returning basically the support after you supported me on the. What did you support me on? The Canadians are just the worst. I'm
got
just
it,
sending
man.
it back your way.
The war room has become too much of a supportive, loving place.
Well, I still don't like your picks. So you want a loving place. I hate your draft. You just drafted small Asian penis. I think that's awful.
Yeah, I mean, that is a terrible pick.
You got black dad's fried chicken, grape soda, and a small dick. Small, whatever, Asian dick. Not thrilled with it. So if you want lovey-dovey, it ain't coming your way.
Same as me with your Canadians are the worst, which I still maintain is not a stereotype and just an opinion.
I also just want a black friend. And Nate's got
Don't
one.
we all?
Well, you got one.
I know.
We got Jeff on the
Oh,
clock.
I'm on the clock. Okay.
So Jeff round out his perfect person.
This is hard. Quite a few of my picks were stolen from me.
Excellent.
So I brought up my Yahoo Answers. I'm going to read off a couple of them, just to give you some where I'm thinking. I'm a vegetarian, so I must be a crazy political activist.
That's fun.
It's a stereotype.
I'm not saying anything till you pick your pick.
Okay.
Don't comment, Flu.
Just going to leave me hanging. I have big boobs, so I must be a hoe. That's on there.
You sent me this list, and I feel like a lot of the stereotypes of women are that they're all whores.
Yeah.
It's because there's like, I'm a cheerleader, so I must be a hoe. I wear short skirts, so I must be a hoe. Like, all of them were...
We don't have any lady stereotypes on this yet, do we?
We don't.
Pro
No.
Women Podcast.
Bro. Yeah.
We're pro-women at DraftCast.
There's 2 women in the room. I wasn't going to say anything.
I wear black, so I must be a goth or emo.
Oh, I did see that on the Google answer.
What? What is
That
it?
was like the top
I wear
stereotype
black,
I
so I
Googled.
must be goth or emo. I ran into that stereotype a lot when doing research. Goths and emos are very sensitive.
There's no way that's his pick.
Takes
though,
one to
'cause
know
why would
one.
You want to wear black?
He used to be goth, and Jeff used to be goth in high school.
I can vouch for that.
I bought a pair of black shoes once, and that's it.
I picture Jeff wearing camo in high school.
All right, I got about 15 seconds. So I'm going to take Italians are good cooks.
Oh, I thought you were going to go lovers.
He's already got a big dick. He doesn't care.
Oh yeah, true. He can do whatever the hell he wants. Doesn't matter.
So he's successful, smart, big dick, and now he can cook.
I think
right,
Cook's
folks.
a letdown. I think that's a letdown.
It's a 4th round.
Also, we took a lot
I'm
of
not-
the other good ones that I think
I'm
he
not
wanted to
drafting
round
all
out.
stars in the 4th round.
Yeah, but if your whole idea is you want to make the best person, there's got to be other ones besides you can cook.
I mean, he just filled out the like typical leading man in a romantic comedy.
He basically drafted George Clooney with a black dick.
That's right. I did.
And how do we know George Clooney doesn't have a black dick?
We don't know that. We do not know that. Excuse me. Sorry, George.
Team George Clooney. That's the big reveal. That's the name of my team.
It's Team George Clooney. Well,
Team George
it's
Clooney
hard
with a
to
black
argue
dick.
with that.
that
I
is
mean,
a stack.
he-
That's stacked if you're looking for a good person.
He
Smart,
had his plan and he followed through on it.
successful, black dick. What was the last one? Oh, cooking. Oh, okay.
Italians are good. That's the only part of an Italian I want. Let's make that clear.
What other
Good
things do you
lovers.
not like about Italians?
They talk with their hands.
Oh, you don't like that?
No, I don't like that. It's a lot of like.
I think that's just helping the hearing impaired.
They're just helpful people.
I think the Italians there's a lot of deaf people in Italy, actually. I just read this in a Malcolm Gladwell book. There's a lot of deaf people, so that's what it started initially. They just like gesturing a lot because they want to bring everybody into the conversation.
Is that true?
I'm not buying that.
Bonus points if it's true.
Bonus points if it's a Malcolm Gladwell book. What chapter do you think that was in a Malcolm Gladwell book?
A stereotype. He did Blink. Stereotype.
Well, yeah, it's in that one then.
Minus points, I would say, then, for lying on a podcast.
We'll dock him a pick for next.
So my last pick is I don't like where that's going. My last pick is going to round out. I think basically what I've decided to do with my picks is just the ones I want the most, rounds 1 and 2, and then I'm just reaching for my 3 and 4, my home run hitters. Canadians are the worst. I think that's a goal. I think that's gold. Nate can back me up. Justin can't.
Great.
And then my last one is another one that I just find fun. Nate, I think you're going to like. It's got a little Michael Franti edge to it. We got a big Michael Franti fan in the house.
Okay.
Hippies are always happy.
Oh, love it.
Hippies are always happy. If you look down the street, you see them out there. They're in their flower child. They're doing their thing. They're just happy people. Are they successful? Probably not. Do they have money? Probably not. But they found something richer than money, Jeff.
Weed.
It's pretty accurate. Yeah, they found pot. I love that hippies are always happy. I think it's a great mentality. I think it's infectious. And I think it's a very nice stereotype to end this. This could have gotten really malicious, and it was close. But I'd like to end on a
really
little
wish you
happier
didn't say
note,
it.
and I think hippies would appreciate that. So I'm going hippies are happy.
Let me say this, coming from a background with mini hippies, love it, not true though. Go on to any jam band hippie message board, and it's about as vile and angry as a place as you will ever do. People arguing over which was a better rendition of Character Zero. Was it when they played in New York or in Colorado? It gets really vicious.
What is Character Zero? Grateful Dead or something?
It's a Fish song.
Fish, yeah. Well, there you go.
I say because I've listened to Analyze Fish, the podcast, and he talks a lot about how.
Why?
Are you a Fish fan?
No, I'm not.
Are you
Oh,
a closet
did you
hippie?
I got excited
The
for a
premise
moment.
of the podcast is that a fish fan is trying to get a fish hater into fish.
Interesting.
And the fish fan talks a lot about how after episodes where he still hasn't convinced the hater that he gets hate on the message boards. They just shit on him for doing it wrong. So when Nate brought up this message board thing, that's exactly what I went to. It sounds like that's not.
Well, this is very interesting. You're peeling back the layers of these hippies. So maybe do we just break a stereotype? Maybe that's the lesson to be
Wow,
learned.
this is huge. But I think you are right. The stereotype is correct. It's just wrong. Unlike all the other ones we've mentioned, which
right.
are correct.
Everything we said previously is all correct.
But it's wrong.
The one thing on this board that we should have the biggest problem with is that hippies are happy people.
Yeah, so let's apologize for that one.
Yeah, so we're going to apologize to hippies for assuming that they're all happy.
We're sorry you're not successful.
But you should, it would honestly be very interesting. You should go onto a message board. Fantasy Tour is the best. They'll put the link on the website.
Put the link, yeah.
FantasyTour.com. You should go on. You'll get a kick out of some of these exchanges. I'll tell you that.
I can't wait, man.
And I feel like you said they weren't successful, which I feel like is it. I would say that too. Looking at them, they don't look like people who like hold steady jobs, but they are able to afford
Marijuana?
traveling around the country following back because that's what you do like with fans of Fish fans, they just follow the band across the country.
I think maybe the problem is that we're kind of pigeonholing these hippies into Fish fans. I was picturing more of your Venice Beach crowd. Your people who are just out there with a drum circle, just loving life, you know? They're out there, they're taking in the three-headed turtle at the carnival down at the Venice Beach. Then they come back out, and then they, sitting in a drum circle just jamming. I don't know. I'm happy. The last two are just ones that tickle me. And the first two, there's nothing better than a black athlete who can hold his booze. And so I'm really happy with the way mine turned out. Maybe we could even, honestly, I'd also like to take a look. What were the actual picks that we had for our trade, by the way? How did that turn out? We had African-American athlete and Canadians
Wasted.
are the worst was the ones the two I drafted. And you drafted small Asian penis and fried chicken and grape soda. So we're just going apples to apples. I have athletic ability and Canadians being the worst. You have fried chicken, grape soda, and a tiny little Asian dick.
I believe you won the trade, Flu.
And Flu wins the trade!
I'm most impressed by Jeff's because he had a theme and he stuck with it. I mean, I'm most impressed by mine because they're really creative. But if I had to pick somebody else, you had a theme. I like that you went with the theme. You didn't just go smorgasbord. Not
Thank
how
you.
I did it, but I
Thank
appreciate the theme. And this is a man I would want to be. Maybe except
Yeah?
the cooking thing. I don't want to cook, but
You don't have to cook, but you can be good at it.
I couldn't care
Impress
less.
people.
Could not care less. I'll have someone do it for me, or I'll go out.
You're
or-
successful. You can afford to cook.
Exactly. Yes, that's why I think it's irrelevant. It's an irrelevant skill to have.
It's the fourth round, folks.
If I had to give this points, I was told there'd be points. I guess there's not. I would give Jeff a lot of points.
I don't know who told you there'd be points.
I don't know either.
He's got a well-rounded thing, a well-rounded draft. If I can't choose myself because I thought mine was fun, then I got to hand it to the commish Jeff.
Thank
He's got
you.
a well-rounded person.
Thank
he
you.
hit all different types. I mean, what is that? Four different nationalities / races. That's great, diverse.
Thank you.
Which makes sense considering you were drafting in the same style, just less successfully.
Right, but maybe we'll just hear from Jeff since he can't choose his own, just to see who he chooses.
I mean, you're poor man version of my character.
So could you just say I made second?
I would like to know what Justin's going to pick.
I would have picked Jeff too. I think it's clear. I think
Now that I've safely won it, I'll throw my vote out. Yeah, Flu, you get it.
All right, that's all I wanted. If I wasn't going to win,
With
I wanted to win.
African American athlete
with
and
Canadians are the
happy
worst.
hippies, he didn't have one interesting one.
I beg to differ on that. I'm loving this draft board. You didn't even think Canadians. You thought Canadians was the best. You thought that was a great one.
I actually did like that
Yeah,
one.
you
I
did.
just got upset
That
about.
just seems like you guys hate Canadians. It's not a stereotype.
We get it. You're from upstate New York. We understand.
Oh, Nate.
Well, there it is, folks. That's the Stereotype Draftcast. I think it's pretty successful.
The page count will tell us about that.
Oh, you want to plug anything? Should we do that? Does anyone want to plug anything?
Oh yeah, fantasytour.com.
Right, that's Nate's
You want to plug yourself
Justin.
on Twitter?
No.
You don't want people to find you?
You have to post on Twitter to plug yourself on Twitter. Justin, anything to plug?
WhoRangTheBell.com, where some of you may be hearing this, and WhoRangTheBell at Twitter.
Always multi-platform. I'd like to plug myself. That's lowercase s _ flu FLU Twitter.
And I'm at Jeff Sadden. Yeah, that's it. That's
Great.
the end of the Draftcast.